Compassionate and tough. That's what President Trump calls the executive order he signed to keep families together at the border. The order follows criticism from around the world in response to audio and video images of children held separately from their parents.
We want to keep family together. At the same time, we have to be strong on the border. Otherwise, you'll have millions of people coming up, not thousands like we have now. You'll have millions of people flowing up.
The president says legislation will match his executive order. We do not know when families will be reunited or how long they'll be allowed to stay together.
This also follows a protest inside a Mexican restaurant in Washington. Take a look where Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen was dining last night. She was confronted, and about 10 minutes later, she left that restaurant. While lawmakers are calling national attention to families who were separated at the border, one Fairfield family has been living the reality for months.
Maribel Trujillo Diaz was deported last April, leaving behind her husband and 4 children. But last week, a judge's ruling brought new hope for the family. 9 on your side's Brianna Malloy spoke to the family's priest about the possibility of her returning here to the United States.
Father Pucky remembers when the Trujillo family heard that Maribel Trujillo would be deported.
She did her 6-month check-in, and we all went back home and had Chinese food to celebrate. I remember it like it was yesterday. And just 2 days later, she was apprehended as she was getting ready to go to work.
And he remembers the hardest part. Trujillo chose to leave her children with her husband in the United States because she feared for their safety in Mexico.
She's expressing her love for them in sacrificing her deep desire that they be with her.
Trujillo was denied her original request for asylum, but last week a federal appeals court decided that they would reconsider her case, saying that she had proof of credible threats to her safety from a Mexican drug cartel.
Her family have been singled out on a couple of occasions for violence.
For the Trujillo family, it's a small victory. But some critics are concerned that it could set a precedent and turn asylum into a loophole for undocumented immigrants to return to the United States.
If she's truly an asylum seeker and that can be proven in a court and she's granted asylum and is reunited with her family, fantastic. If it's being used as an excuse to try to thwart the immigration policy, that really demeans the whole issue of true asylum seekers who are really suffering persecution.
And Trujillo's court date is set for September in Cleveland. It's still unclear whether or not she'll be granted clearance to come to the United States for her appeal. Brianna Malloy, 9 on your side.